Hola, hola estudiantes, estoy aquí para presentar Diario 4, actividad A. Estamos en semana 5 en capítulo 2. Okay, hoy vamos a aprender sobre la gramática. Entonces, if you guys could turn to page 35 in your books and take down get a notebook and pen or pencil, sorry, and we're going to take some notes. So, right now, for all of the adjectives in the Spanish language, they either take a masculine, so like for like a male, uno chico o hombre, a boy or a man. They take a male form or a feminine form, so una chica o una mujer, okay, a girl or a woman. So it's whatever. Adjectives always, of course, follow the nouns that they describe. So if you're describing a woman, you would use the feminine form of the verb. And if you're describing a man, you would use the masculine form of the verb. Does that make sense? Hopefully that shouldn't be too hard to grasp. So as far as plurality, if you are in a group with, say, for example, there's a group of three girls and one boy. So if you have tres chicas y un chico, it would still be considered masculine, and you would use a masculine adjective, okay? But if they are all girls in the same group, and you're gonna say unas chicas guapas, you would use the feminine form. So if there's one male in the group, you would always use the masculine form of the adjective. Okay? Muy bien. Ahora, vamos a practicar con un poco gramática con ser más adjetivo. Okay? So this is just the way that you would construct a normal sentence. So if you wanted to fill in the blanks, pause the video and fill in the blanks with the proper form of ser, y vamos a chequear nuestras respuestas en 2 o 3 minutos, ¿ok? Muy bien, ¿y cómo te fue? Miranda es americana, ¿sí? Ustedes son muy guapos. This would most likely be a group of males, or some female and some male in the group. So keep that in mind. Tú eres inteligente. Yo soy trabajadora. Y nosotras somos tímidas. ¿Todo bien? Muy bien, chicos. Vamos a continuar con... Okay, I hope that you guys remember this from a couple weeks ago. I made this chart for you guys to study from. We are going to learn a little bit about the present tense of some of the verbs. So this chart will really help you with kind of organizing your learning and thought process, okay? Muy bien. If you need to pause and write it down, that's fine. You should actually, yeah, why don't you guys pause and write it down just so that you guys will have it for the next page. Muy bien, okay. En español hay 3 tipos de verbos. There are 3 types of verbs in total. And each type of verb in the present tense has its own specific endings. Oops. Has its own specific endings. So if you remember, you have the yo, the I, placed here. So each one of these sections is a ending of a verb that the verb would take depending on what subject you're talking about and what verb you are using. Por ejemplo, tenemos hablar. This H-A-B-L, this is what we call the root of the verb. Okay, and then this AR is the ending. So the only thing that won't change on this verb is the root. The root will always stay the same, as you can see here. Okay, so why don't you guys take a couple minutes and complete the verb charts according to our endings, okay? Ok, entonces tenemos habló, hablas, habla, hablamos, habláis, hablan. So that's I talk or speak, you speak, he, she, or formal you speaks. We speak, you all speak, and they speak. Bien? Muy bien. Es el mismo para los verbos de ER. Okay, we have the same for the ER verbs. So as you can see, it's kind of just basically the exact same except with E's. So you guys can complete the leer, the to read verb chart. And if you notice, I have bolded and underlined all of the endings, and the ones that aren't bolded or underlined are the roots of the verbs. So entonces tenemos leo, lees, lee, leemos, leáis, leen. So I read, you read, he, she reads, we read, you all read, they read. And finally, tenemos escribir. The IR verbs share a lot of similarities with the ER verbs. These two are the only ones that are different. So if you guys could pause the video and finish this verb chart. So yeah, pause the video and finish it, and then we'll go over it. Okay, tenemos escribo, escribes, escribe, escribimos, escribís, escriben. Okay, and there's a these are just very standard. There's always going to be exceptions and irregular verbs, but these are very regular, easy to understand verbs for learning's sake. You also have a list of them on page 34 for the vocabulario. Okay. Muy bien. Ahora tenemos possessive adjectives. This is the way you would say my, your, his or her, ours. So if you guys haven't noticed already, I kind of use the same setup for all of our sorts of different grammar exercises. We always have this 6-cell verb chart. So, and it's always the same. Subject is always in the same spot. So me, mis, tú, tus, su, sus, nuestro o nuestros, nuestra o nuestras, if it's feminine or masculine. And remember, the adjectives always follow the nouns. Yep. Vuestro, vuestros, vuestra, vuestras, and then su and sus again. Notice that these are the same. So that's kind of nice. You don't have to memorize all 6, just 5. Like I said before, me and mis is my, tu and tus is your. You guys, I'm going to post this PowerPoint up on D12 so you guys can go over this more thoroughly. I think you guys get it pretty much. You just need to study and memorize all these words, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Bueno, vamos a tener una práctica. I want you guys to fill in the blanks with the correct possessive adjectives, okay? If you need to pause the activity and go back, feel free to go look at the possessive adjectives. Otherwise, they are on page 36 of your book. Muy bien, ¿y cómo te fue? Número 1 es mi comida favorita. 2, tu hermana es guapa. Nuestro profesor, notice that it took the masculine form because profesor is a masculine noun. Nuestro profesor es inteligente. Su madre es muy simpática. Her mother is very nice. Sus gatos son lindos. Y finalmente tenemos age y nationality. The way you would ask in Spanish if, well, first of all, why don't you guys look at page 36 and review the tener conjugations. These are all irregular in Spanish. And so they're on page 36. They're in bold underneath the word tener. Entonces, so to describe age, we use the verb tener, and that is literally how many years do you have. So it's kind of awkward and like weird, but that's the way they say it. So if you wanted to ask someone their age, you would say, ¿Cuántos años tienes tú? And then you would answer by saying, Tengo 22 años, or however many years old you are. So you are literally saying, I have 22 years. So it's a little different than what we say in English. And then as far as nationality, we say, ¿De dónde eres? This is on page 37, as I put up here. ¿De dónde eres is of where are you from? Like where it's specifically asking where are you from. So then you would say, soy de, you can't forget this de. Es muy importante recordar el de. Porque si no tienes el de, es como soy los Estados Unidos. You're saying, I am the United States if you forget this de. So it's very important. Don't forget the de. So, soy de los Estados Unidos. ¿Entiendes? There is more explanation on page 37 about on page 35 to page 37 about all of the grammar that we've learned in this short presentation. And now you guys should be ready to move on to actividad B. Buena suerte. Ciao, chicos.